Hey, technical difficulties. Sorry. Let's get started. Yeah, sorry. I was talking about like the timer being funny. It's waking up now. It's it's not that I'm waking up right now and run to do the show. Well, sometimes it's the case, but not today. Um. Okay, so that I set it up so it's for recording the pajamas conf the timer, and then wow, it's too bright for me now. Yeah, so unpredictable. Oh, now it's too dark. Okay. Yeah, I use my new light, which is well, is much brighter than my previous one, so sometimes it got too bright. Yeah, if I sit back, it's better. Okay, yeah, maybe I have to push the light a little bit back. Yeah, sorry. Anyway, um, yeah, I haven't eaten anything this morning, so I just like quickly grabbed something to eat. That's why I'm a bit late. Sorry about that. And also, I'm trying to see if I can see your comment from my laptop, which is trying to restart, and I'm telling it to nope, don't restart because I have to see your comments. So let me quickly do that. And so, how is everybody? So last week, Pajamas Conf just finished. I hope you have joined and had a good time. And yeah, so today we are continuing to work on Flask. So what I'm going to do and is so I found this tutorial. So this is like a Flask tutorial. It's too small for you, is it? Let me zoom in a little bit bigger. Yep, like usual. Okay. Right, so maybe that's a bit too big. Yeah. So you can see that this is a tutorial and there's some like video there as well. So maybe you want to check that out. But what I'm going to do is like go to give it a try. There's like so many things to learn. Well, don't worry, I'm not going to like work on everything, but yeah, this seems very nice that you can like deploy on Heroku on Docker, which is amazing. So I think I would just like go through the basic and to see if this is a good tutorial. So I'll get a feeling whether this is a good tutorial. It seems like so, but I don't know whether that is something that I think I would recommend. So I would give that a try today with you, and then I can tell you that whether you should come here and do it yourself. So um, so let's get started. Yeah, it's now becoming my becoming my thing now. I always say that. Okay, so first of all, I have started a Jupyter notebook like always, and I think this is what I was doing last time. Yeah, this is the old file. So, okay, we may or may not use that because well, we want to start from scratch. So, I may actually open another directory for another folder for that. So, but that's fine. Let's have a look at the hello world. Here's a lot of things that we can skip. We can skip installing Python because we already have Python, obviously. Installing Flask, we have done it 2 weeks ago, so we don't have to do that. So it's mentioned Python 2.7. Always, like, it's kind of like a irritated word for me. Like Python 2.7 is like, oh my god, it's in 2.7. I don't think it is. I think it's just say that yeah, like there's some difference if you're using 2.7, but please don't use 2.7. I'll be sad if you do that. So yeah, Python 3 is the way to go. So you can use venv, it's fine. I'm using virtual env, it's similar. Install Flask, I've done it, and hello world application. Okay, I think this is similar to what we've done before. So you create an app with Flask. We have done this, so maybe we can just quickly go through it as a revision rather than doing it again. So you can see that from our thing here. So if you look at our hello.py from 2 weeks ago, you can see that app equals to Flask and then underscore underscore names. It's just kind of like I think it's just say that Flask like use this namespace kind of thing. I think I'm not so sure, but this is how everybody does it. So I'm just sticking to it, not asking too many questions. But here there's an explanation. Um, yeah, pass to Flask. That is yeah, yeah, name of the module that is used. So I'm just using the name of the file. So this application is called hello now. So if you're doing this here with init.py, so what would the name for that init.py? So import. Yeah, that's interesting. Because like so what's the namespace for init? I think it's for the name of the package then. Like this is for like when you have packaged it, like when you have set up the py, they will use the name from there, I think, instead of using the name of the file. So yeah, it will be more details in chapter 2. So we'll see that. yeah, so yeah, putting name in there is kind of like a standard. So if you are in doubt, just put in name. Most of the time it works, unless you're doing something crazy, crazy. Um, yeah, import roots, which doesn't exist yet. So yeah, we have to import roots. I think that's what we did 2 weeks ago. And yep. Okay, circular imports. Yes. So this is okay. So this is like you have to be careful because some linter would rearrange it for you. They say that, oh, no, 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 all the import needs to go on the top. But I think for the Flask, that's a different case because you're importing something from app. So you have to really have app first before you can import the roots. So I think this is what we did here. I think. Oh, we haven't import. Oh, okay. So the difference is here. So in the official tutorial, you just like call in app.roots, but I think for this tutorial, it just doesn't like that. So it's just import roots, so you don't have to use app dot every time. So yeah, but be careful if you're using a linter. If you're using this way of doing things, that the linter may, well, it should be smart enough to know that you need the app. But if it's not, sometimes I don't know which linter you're using, that it may rearrange things for you in a way that it would break. So be careful about this. Okay. Right. So yeah, if you don't do well from app import app, this is funny because like yeah, this in this guy they put the root in another file, so there's like root.py. So yeah, so they put the thing there. So I think that's why they're doing it different from what we were doing. Yeah, from app import app. Love it. Um, yeah, why there's two app? Because yeah, yeah, one of them is the Flask application, because like we put init in there, right? So in the init file, so app init, so we put in the namespace. So this app is actually called app because the folder name is app. Well, this is kind of like bad naming, but but seems like, yeah, developers, we are not very good at naming. So yeah, like basically, so here, like I said, because if it's like hello.py, then like this space will be hello. But because it's init, then it will use the package name, which in this case, the folder will be the package name is app, so it will call app. So that's why you have this like from app import app kind of weird thing here. But yeah, but yeah, you just need to understand it. Is then you would kind of, okay, it looks weird, but it's fine. You'll get used to it. And then you're doing things correctly. So yeah, this is how you structure it. So it's like similar. So now the thing set up is because we break the init and root into two files, so they should both sit on the app. So yeah, well, in Django, if you remember that the how you structure a file is very important. Remember, I've made a mistake putting things in the wrong folder, and then like everything breaks. Of a Flask is less so because you just import things yourself, right? So you kind of know where to import your thing. But yeah, but also be careful because here we are starting things quite complicated. We have this other like microblock.py that we're using all the roots in app. So like I have to call in app.app, like call in the Flask application app from app. So yeah, it's a bit crazy here now. So and then remember this, right? So we have tried this 2 weeks ago. Export Flask app equals to microblock.py. So this is how we yeah, this is how we kind of tell the Flask command that which one we are using. So by setting this environment variable, it will point to microblock.py here, this one, instead of running something else. So yeah, so you see that it's running this micro block. If you type Flask run, you can change it, of course. You just export, just change this up, then it will be different. Um, yeah, so this is just some basic thing. Remember, if we do put anything, it would just like load to index. Let's just say hello world here. Yeah, so these are all the basic things here. Then, ooh, now it's like this like facial and facial. Yeah, sure, support the author if you're enjoying it and using it and it helps it at your work. So yeah, I think that's the Hello World. It's just like very simple. It's kind of like more or less the same thing that we did last time. So let's move on to the next chapter and to see if we can learn something new. I'm sorry, I'm going quite fast in the beginning because we have already given an introduction 2 weeks ago. So yeah, for people who have watched that, I don't want to be for like duplicating everything. Um, right. So far, I'm liking this tutorial. I think well, it's different from the official tutorial on the documentation site, but it's kind of it will be more like how you really structure your real project. So I think if you're maybe thinking of using Flask for your own project or your work project, um, then yeah, this tutorial may be a good way to start. Um, so yeah, in microblog we have the app, and then let's move on. So yeah, this is like what you should have if you have completed chapter 1. So maybe I have to do that because like the tutorial is building things on top of each other. So let me quickly recreate this thing, right? Okay. So let me go here and then I would create a new. Sorry, this is the boring bit because yeah, let me rename this to micro block and let me enter micro block and here I could start up. I don't need VM but app and micro block.py. Okay. So I would have a new folder. Yeah, yeah. And Jupyter Notebook is a bit like funny to use because it's not a proper OS thing. So bear with me. Bear with me. This one is called microblock.py, which we'll be using. Yep, which we'll be using in a bit. So this one is from app, import app, right? Save, and then we need in app we need to set up a init and roots. Okay, new text file. This is init.py, and then in init.py, let's go back and see what's inside. I think it's like import Flask and then app equals to Flask and things like that, if I remember correctly. But I've just copy and paste because otherwise I may have a very a bug that I would spend more time fixing it rather than copy and pasting it. So right here, okay, here I would put that in. No, you save. Right, and then come back here and then new, and I should have a text file that is roots. .py, right? Yeah, and then inside I should have the hello world thing. Yeah, this one. Right, it's almost ready. It's almost ready. Okay, so let's save it again. Cool. So now it should work. Oh, I have to set the environment variable, is it? So let's go back to microblock and uh, do the terminal thing and set the environment variable. Right. Let's quickly do that. It's like magic, and it should work in a bit. Hello. Okay. Right. So now if I type Flask run, it should run the microblock.py. Debug mode off. Ooh. Oh, in module microblock. So yeah, I think. So what's going on? Development server. Mm-hmm. Failed to find Flask application. Did I do something wrong? So let's double check. Um, environment variable. Yep. Project structure so far. Let's code the script. Yeah, why is it complaining from app import app? Did I do that? I think I did it. Yeah, I don't know why it's complaining about that. Just specify one. Yeah, I think maybe it's the environment variable. We have set it up twice, so maybe that may be the problem. So yeah, maybe I have to. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I have to maybe clear that environment variable before I can add the new one there. Yeah, Stack Overflow to the rescue. Come on. Come on. Yeah, unset. Yeah, I have to unset it. Sorry, I rarely do it, so I don't really sure what I should do. Okay, so unset. Oh, unset this. Yeah, yeah. Usually I would like either put it in a .env file and rarely do that like here setting them one by one. So maybe yeah, I have to unset it first because I have set two of them. It caused some confusion, right? So let's run that again. Hopefully this time it works. Yeah, it asks for name, so how about I just like oh maybe I shouldn't put .py in there. Yeah. Okay. Wait, let me unset this first. And then sorry, I'm being dumb. Right. Oh, it still asks for the name. Okay, so whatever. Run. Ah. Okay, so it's asking for so yeah, it's different from the tutorial. It's asking for the module. So so there's nothing inside yet. My God, maybe app. So let me try. Yeah, so why is it different from the thing? Microbyte has no attribute app. That's very weird. Okay, we just moved on and hopefully I'll fix that afterwards. And microblock.py and microblock. And yeah, for me it looks alright. I don't know why it's complaining. Yeah, microblock.py, why it doesn't like it. You set instead of yeah, it's running, but why is it like that? Let me try to see that thing and then environment production. Right. Hmm. Yeah, let me see why this is causing an error here. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly the same error someone's having. And oh, you have to use absolute path. Okay, that's weird. Use an absolute path. Ah. Okay, so give that a try. Yeah, maybe because oh, I'm not running it. Oh, I'm being super dumb. I'm like in microblock, right? So I should be okay. It makes sense now. Sorry, like I hope you learned from my mistake. So okay, let's do that again. Yep, now it works. Yeah, I'm not in the right directory, so that's why the Stack Overflow is telling me that you should use an absolute path. Yes, so yeah, in this case, absolute path will help you, but you should actually, like, if you run in the right directory, it should work. Okay. Whew, that's really scary because, like, it doesn't make sense. Like, why I'm doing everything right. So yeah, now I have Hello World. Good. Good stuff. Okay, so let's move on. Wow, it's actually like a trench. And then, like, now we can go to chapter 2. So let's go to chapter 2. Um, ooh, I'm getting hot here now. Um, Yes, I've completed chapter 1. Thank you so much. And solved the problem. Okay, templates. We have used that 2 weeks ago as well. So what I'm going to do is just quickly copy and paste everything and then set it up. And then so it's as a revision, I will go through it as well quickly. So you see that in index, so instead of just hello world, now we can return an HTML. So it's kind of quite ugly, right? So that's why we would use template afterwards. But so now we just have username, which is Miguel, and then so here username, this will be Miguel, and yeah, that's very simple, right? So maybe I can skip that when it's set up like the template, then I can just copy that. So yeah, let's use HTML markup. Well, this is HTML markup. So yeah, but still, like I really don't like just returning a string, right? This is ugly, so we better use a template. So we can add templates under app. So let's go here, go to app, and then add the template. So new folder. So without an S, I always got tripped up by the S. Here templates. Okay, right. This one rename. Okay, so in the templates, we can do things like this. We can just basically set up an index.html using some Ginger2 tag, which is kind of like liquid tag thing. So I don't have to return this string that is super ugly. You know, I want my Python code to be Python code. I don't want HTML in my Python code. That's a little bit, you know, like it's literally strange. So let's create a new file, index.html. So index. Yeah, HTML file in Jupyter Notebook is a lot of times a little bit strange. Hopefully it will work. So yep, we have that, and then so you just say that yeah, these are the the tags that we can use compared to normal HTML. So now we can just like render the template, but of course we have to import it, and then we can render them. So let's go to so I just copy and paste this whole thing then, being lazy. This is roots, right? So yep, so I have to import the render template, and then I just like we also set up like one username is Miguel, and it will return the template, and then we also pass in user. So because in the template we have the variable username, so we have to pass variable user and then username, so we have to pass that in. Title is home. So yeah, you see that we would use the user.username, right? So you have to pass that in. Also, we pass in the title, which is hello. Yeah, so this is how you pass in the variables. It's just pass in as a like a Python optional variable here. So let's save, and yeah, it should work. So yeah, this is a Ginger2 template. So it used all these things like liquid tag. I don't know how they call them, but yeah, I use them a lot in my Draco project. So I just call them liquid tags. Okay, so you can even make it more complex if there's title. You can add in a title. Otherwise, just welcome to microblog. Um, so yeah, you can use if else statement in your template as well. So let's do that. Yeah, yeah, I'm just like following the tutorial. So like if it builds something on top, I would have the copy already. So you can also do loops. For example, you have multiple posts, right? So this is a list of posts, and you have author. It could be like John is the author, and then there's like Susan, and then like yeah, they're just like just one sentence for the post. Beautiful day in Portland. That's great. So yeah, you can have post, which is like a list. So we can use for loop in our template. So this will be useful if I pass this in and the indentation is not correct for some reason. Let me quickly fix it. Okay, nice. And then I can pass in the post inside, and in the template I have to use it, right? So yeah, so in here you can see the templates. I can have a for loop. So this is super cool. I really like using this. For me, this is familiar because, like I said, I build website using Django and Jackal, sorry, not Django. But Django also used something like that. But yeah, Jackal used the liquid tag in their templates, but also Django, of course, using Ginger2, same thing, right? So it's kind of like that. Yeah, so now you have this set up, so it should, let's give it a test run, just make sure that it works. 404. Why? What's happening? Can I? Oh, let's close this one. We're not using it anymore. Um, right. So we have. What do we have? This and still hello world. Okay, good. Let me save everything just to be sure. So init, and then this one, and this one. Right, okay. So let me try that again. No, it's still hello world. So let me restart this thing. Um, right. Yeah, sometimes it will auto refresh. Sometimes it needs to be restarted. So let's see. Yeah, now it works. It's hi, I'm a girl, and then there's like John says something, Susan says something. That's nice. Um, yeah, we can also inherit templates. That means that we can, have a template inside a template. So it's kind of like Lego. You build the whole thing. Again, this is familiar to me because this is also how Jekyll work. Also Django, like it's the same because they're using the same thing, right? The template thing is built on the same thing. So you can also have a nested kind of template inside template. So now you can have all the posts as a separate thing, right? So I'm just gonna do what the this one is doing so that we have a most updated copy of our work in progress tutorial. So templates, I have new text file that's base.html. Okay, so let's place this in here safe. Okay, so um, yeah, so there's a block content here. So yep, and also this here that there's a link, so you can click on it and go back to home. Yeah, so in index you can extend space.html. So here basically you don't have to have the whole thing in index. Remember before that we have index like this, right? But for example, if your website, your web application, all the pages will have this title anyway. So you don't want to do the title every time because like then you have to use the same code. It's like writing a function in Python, right? You want to avoid copy and pasting the code because it's difficult to maintain and debug. So we want to put this in the base HTML, which we have done it. And the only thing that we have to do is because this will change accordingly. So it's the block content that changed. So we want to just extend the base HTML, but we'll just have the block content defined here. So when we load it in, so when I put index.html, it will load the base HTML with the block content being this one, okay? So for another page, for example, it's not the index, for example, is your actual post in there, you may have a different block content, then you can change it up. So let's change this into this. Okay, so it should still work the same, but we just break it into two files, so we can reuse the base.html. Yep. So also you see like we added in a separation line this just to see the difference. So I don't know whether it's updated. It's not. Okay, so let's restart. Wait, first of all, did I save it? That's the good question. Save and then restart. Right. So let's refresh. Yep, now it's different. There's like this. This is kind of like a navigation bar here now. So you go back home. Now we only have one page, so it doesn't seem much different. But if we have multiple pages, then you can see it works as a navigation bar. Yeah. So again, if you like this tutorial, you should support them. I think I may actually, but I'll do that afterwards. Yeah, this is quite a good tutorial. I'm liking it so far, like I said. So let's try the web form. I think this is also again something that we have tried a little bit last time, but let's quickly go through it so we can maybe like a revision, right? Because we haven't touched it last week because pajamas conf. So yeah, also you can install this external package that kind of work with Flask, Wtf. Well, I think it's web type form. Yep, it's a short for web type form, I believe. So yeah, so we can install Flask Fwtf. I don't think I got censored, but yeah. Anyway, let's install this thing. Let's see. Where is my terminal? Yes, it's here. So let me quit this and install Flask web type form. Web type form, yeah. WTF. Okay, so it's done, and so see how we use it. So I think this is something new. We haven't used it before, so let's try. So this is the same, right? Secret key. We need to have a secret key. You will never guess. Okay, so I like this, the humor in this tutorial. Um, yeah, so if a variables is needed, I think I just need the config at the moment. So I just put it in the app, right? Init of app. Yep, I think so. Let's try. Let's save it. And oh, sorry, a bit lost. Yeah, config.py. Oh, okay. So now you put the secret key somewhere else instead of doing this. The difference is that you can separate the files, so it's like more neat. If you have a super big project, it's more organized this way. So we can have a config.py here at oh, I'm a bit lost here now. So go back to apps. Yeah, so I think it's here, new text file. So this is config.py. Right here, save. Yeah, and then I think when we're using that, we don't have to have this thing. We don't have to have this thing because we have used the config file. And oh, in the top level directory. Ooh, maybe we are in the wrong place. Yeah, does it reconfirm again? Yeah, this. Okay, this. I think this need to be in one level up. So let me move that. So I'll move you to one level up in the top level directory. Thank you. So now we have to change it up. We have to change up the init. So we just need to import the config from object config. It's a capital thing. No, it's not. Okay. Oh yeah, the class is yeah, it's capital. Okay. So of course it's a class init. Okay, so I have to paste it in init here. Okay, and then right. So now this is. So we have to put the secret key in. Oh. So it's just checking whether you have the secret key. So you can do that in the terminal. So if I go to terminal, where's my terminal? Clear. Okay, so Python, right? So using 3.7, which is a good thing. Um, right, and then import the app here. Yeah, sorry, I'm a bit lost in all the tabs. Oh, it's not defined. It's not working. Uh, okay, what's going on? From this is import app from object. Yeah, it's not defined. Did I save it? Okay, let me have a quick check. So we move here. We have config.py. Let's save that. Import OS, get secret key. Let's try that again. Right, let me move this back in app to see if that's the thing. Cause, right, sorry, there's so many config.py. I'll close some of them. It's going a bit crazy right now. Sorry. Alright, sometimes like I'm moving faster than Jupyter Notebook, that's why. Okay, so let's try again. Oh, it's still not defined. Why? Did I miss something? Okay, debug time. From microblock, import app. So, oh, I haven't put this in. That's why. Stupid me. Okay. Init.py. So okay, let me move this out again. Sorry about that. And here, yeah, I have the config, and I need to change up here because yeah, I haven't imported. That's why. Huh. Stupid me. Sometimes it's like that. If you don't copy and paste the whole file, then you're missing something. Right. No. Yeah. Now it imports. Good. Let me move this up so you can see. Okay, so the next thing to do is to call a variable itself to see if the variable is working. Yeah, see if we can see the secret key. It's not so secret, is it? Right. So, yep, you'll never guess. This is super secret. Don't show anyone. Don't show it on stream, of course. Now everybody knows your secret, but that's fine. Forms.py. So let's import the Flask form from the thing, the Flask WTF and WTF forms. WT forms import the string field password. So this is very similar to what we did last time. And then we have the validator. Okay. So yeah, I wonder if this is a better way, or what we did last 2 weeks ago was a better way. So well, but it's good to try different things, right? So why not? And let's create a new text file. So what does it call again? Forms.py, yep, with the S, I believe. Right. So, and then, yeah, so let's have a look at what we have here. So we have username, which is a string field. So yeah, it should be required. And it should be a string, right? Password is a password, is required, but I think it's those things that, when you type in your password in the internet, it will become stars. So it's kind of protect people like me that I'm streaming, or, if you're in a meeting and sharing the screen, then people can't see your password. Remember me. So like, I think this kind of like a Boolean field, maybe it's kind of like a checkbox thing that you could create to, it's a yes or no. And then submit, of course, is a button. So it's submit field, so submit everything when you sign in. So yeah, it's a very simple login kind of form. And here we have login.html, so you can see that now we can call in all this form here. Yeah, we haven't put it in yet, but you can see that I can call this like form here. Form. So this is actually HTML thing to create a form, and a method is to post. So when you do submit, it will be a post. And then you can have remember me.label, which is here. You see that this will be the label, I believe. And yeah, so you have password label, which is password. And then password can be longer than 32. And then yeah, name as well can be longer than 32 or this thing. So yeah, this is how you dress up your template for the form. This login.html, so let's do that. And then new text file, login.html, save. Okay, so yeah, now we have that. Yeah, yeah, it kind of explains everything. Hidden tag here is form.hidden tag here. So why is it hidden tag? Let me see what this is said. So it's used to protect the kind of the attacks. Yeah, because sometimes like internet, because you can insert things in, because user can put in things. So it's kind of like if you have worked with SQL query before, there's also this thing called injection attack. Basically, because you're asking the user to input something, if the user know how this thing is this work, if someone can read this source code, they may actually purposely put something in the input field to mess up your code, so it can attack the thing that you're protecting. So with hidden tag, basically yeah, so it's hidden as a secret key variable. Yeah, Yeah, so Flask will know that need to hide some of the code and the secret key and all this, so it won't be included in the source file. Some of you may know that when you are reading, for example, this is an HTML file. So actually, you can go to your browser, you can find the options to view the source of the HTML, so you see all the code of this page. So because you're setting up something interactive in the front end, so you don't want people to see all the code, how it works, all the secret key and all this stuff. So if you're developing a website with JavaScript, of course, like you have ways to do that, and then a lot of these like handshake and all this stuff, like all these crazy things, like it kind of is more secure than putting a password or secret in your source. So yeah, that's why it's good to use this Flask Wtf, because this hidden tag will take care of this security thing for you. So we have to put in the view in root. So now we have the login page. So let's create this login page. And remember to import things. I would add it in after. So root. So besides the index, we should now also have the login. Okay, so let's import the stuff that we need as well. So we need to have the login form. So then yeah, here. Okay, so it's all done. And then in the base.html, we also need to add the login button so people can click on it to log in. So base, yeah. So this is our navigation bar basically. So this is home, and we now want to add a oh no, add it in here. Okay, so let's make it more tidy. I think, yeah. So yeah, so now we have two things. We have the home, and then we have logged in, and then yeah. So now if we restart our thing, oh, actually I have to create Python and then Flask run. Oh, can't type. And then it's running. It's running here. Okay. Yeah, now we have the button to log in. If we click on it, yeah, it works. So I can type in, oops, can you see all my choices? Well, Google Chrome save all my so the name of the field is username, because I have logged in into other pages, so it's kind of saved that I have all these options of different username I could use, but of course this should not be. So I'll just put check here. Yeah, and password, I don't know, 1234. This is super secret. Remember me, please. Sign in, and yeah, method not allowed. Well, yeah, of course there's we haven't set it up yet, right? So it doesn't work. But the form looks fine. It's kind of working halfway, so which is good. So now we are building the rest of it. So receiving the form data. So now in the roots, there's also, we need to have the post and the get method. We have, well, so far, because we haven't done anything, right? So that's why we got the invalid method, because we haven't set it up. So how do we do that? Is that we have this post and get. It's like, when you, so get is kind of like when you go to the login page. So it will load up the form for you. So that's the get method. Post method is that like when you click submit, and it will use the post method. So you need both for the form to work. So that's why you need to tell it that, oh, I'm doing both. Actually, not just, most of the thing is get, right, on the internet, because well, you just load up the page, you just go to the link and load up the page. So that's get. So if you don't tell that, like, oh, actually this is an interactive form, so I need the post as well, then it won't work. That's why when I click submit, it's not working. So you have to change that. And also um, so when you click submit, what's going to happen is that so yeah, if things work, then it will flash out submit. Yeah, so it will be like, yeah, we have get the submit the login request. So and then pass all this data back to the backend, right? And it will go to the index page, and then yeah, it would just go to, yeah. So this is just like the before, but Yeah, but this is new, right? So we validate it. So if it works, then just pass in the data back and then redirect, and then you go back to the first the home page. So we have to import that as well, but I'll do that after. Um, so this is roots, right? So it's getting more and more complicated now. So yeah, instead of just this, now we have all these things. And then yeah, we have the method as well. We have to render those, import those render and flash thing here. Yep. So now the form should, so after you log in, the form should redirect you back to the home page. So let's go back. Actually, I think we need a restart because yeah, this is quite a big change, I think. So let's restart to be sure. Right. Right, logged in and put my name 1234. Remember me, sign in, and yeah, now it's like funny thing you can't see, but Chrome asked me, do I want to remember my password? So actually, it's something that is working, but of course, there's no way to show that we are logged in because we haven't set that up. But actually, it works. Kind of, because now it's like after you log in, it does nothing, so there's nothing to see. Um, yeah. Oh wow, it's almost an hour now. Jesus, we haven't dived into the new part yet, but we have a good revision of what Flask could do. So yeah, so this is also making some changes to, yeah, so after you log in, you will see the message at the top at the navigation bar there. So we just change up the base HTML once again here. Um, right, so let me do that as well. Yep, so now log in, you'll see that the message should be there. Um, yeah, so with message, you go to get flash message and all these things. So um, right, there's also like validation thing. So yeah, so the difference is that yeah, you have an error if the password is wrong. So it will show that yeah, so it will show this thing. So because it's a for loop, so whenever there's like errors for the password, which means that you put in a wrong password or something, or it's too long or things like that. For example, username could be too long, then it's an error, and then it will show this thing in red, which is the error message. So yeah, so this is what we have done with the base.html. So let's do that. And then here, oh, is it the base HTML? What's going on here? Oh, logged in. Sorry, logged in. Right. Yeah. Oops. I think I copied the wrong thing. Right. I think I copied the logged in here. Yeah. Right. This time is correct. Yeah. So it's yeah. I create this validating thing. So we use the validation from the our package. So we are using non-validate for the HTML itself because we're doing it ourselves. So um, yep. Yeah, and now that if you put in something empty, you say that this field is required. You can't just leave it blank. So there are links. Yeah, I think I have talked through it because after it's, logged in, you would go redirect to the index. Um, yeah, this is again like rather than like hard coding it into index and logged in, so you could actually um, URL for, so you can just name it differently. So it's so it's good to have a flexibility. It's like using variable instead of hard coding all the values for things. Um, so this it doesn't change anything at the moment, but it's kind of like instead of saying pi equals to 3.14, you have a dynamic variable that you can change the value of pi to 3 because that's the correct value of pi. Whereas the inside joke is a joke that Mark Smith made in his talk in PyJavaScript. So check that one out. It's a really cool talk. Really, like check the recordings. So the stream is on YouTube, on the Pajamas Conf YouTube. They're now like timestamp. You can jump to it. But we would edit the whole thing again, and then you can just watch the single talk. But please watch that. That's really cool. Okay, so I will put this in the base uh, HTML to change things up. So base, so yeah, instead of this, I will change this into this, which the indentation is got messed up again, which is great. Okay, right. And then for logged in, then I can use this one instead of hard coding to logged in. No, hard coding to index. I mean, that is what was that? That's root, right? Yeah, root. So instead of hard coding it to index, I can just use that. Yep, URL4, I have to import that, right? So yeah, let's import that as well. Yep. Right, so that's it for this chapter. I think I would sadly have to end here, but this is such a good tutorial. Check that one out. So I would show the link of this in. How can I show this? This is okay. So this is Miguel Greenberg.com. So yeah, this is where it came from. I would post the link of this tutorial in the description. I haven't changed the title of the of the stream. That's why it's so weird. Okay. Anyway, I will fixing afterwards in the post production. But anyway, so yeah, this is the first free chapter of the Flask tutorial, the mega Flask tutorial by Miguel Greenberg. This is very nice. Check that out. And I think yeah, next week I would dive into a little bit like further. I would talk maybe a few more chapter. I won't go for the whole thing in the series, but I'm just giving you an idea about this. And if you like it, please come here and do this tutorial yourself. If it's useful, if you like it, please support the author by joining the Patreon or following or even give it a like. It's really good tutorial. I'm enjoying it so far. So thank you, Miguel. Even though I don't know where you are, maybe I would try to find you on Twitter and follow you. But this is good. So that's it for me. And yeah, I'm thinking about using StreamYard for streaming, even though I kind of like yeah, because well, this is nice, OBS, that I can have my, you know, me being a little bit small, and then I can have the screen quite big, so I can show everything. Um, but I can't really like, for example, I can't really show a banner, a text of like of this, and then if I can show the chat. So I really loved using StreamYard in PyJamasCon, so I'm thinking about maybe I should use StreamYard in my personal stream as well. But well, still there are advantage of OBS. Like I said, I can show the screen, the content quite big and me being relatively small. But in StreamYard is, I think, yeah, it have like lots of waste of space. So maybe let me see if maybe I can talk to the team and see if there's some new features coming in that we could use or something. So yeah, okay, that's me rambling, and that's it for today. Thank you so much if you have joined me and watched it, and yeah, I will see you very soon. Actually, next week. Yeah, I'm not going away for Christmas yet. So next week I will still be streaming. I know some of you already go back home for holiday. Um, so, but I will still stream next week. But I think it will be the last one for this year. Yeah, so that's it for me. Thank you so much, and see you next week. Bye.